So Zach is the brand messaging guy. He helps founders know what to say and how to say it and attract more buyers and sell more stuff. You may know him on LinkedIn as hashtag boom shakalaka. As a messaging mentor with the Global Founder Institute Tech Accelerator, Zach spent 20 years leading product marketing for B2B technology startups, unicorns, and even some could-have-beens. He connected products and services and ideas to the needs and desires of buyers and taught non-technical sales pros how to explain complex software in a way that consistently moved a buying audience to act to the tune of more than $2 billion in software revenue. So Zach, on a personal note, I want to say to my audience here that your wit, your personality lends itself to creating content that's outside the box, content that is fresh and appealing. How do you feel about that?
Well, thanks. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You have to take risks, right? If you have to take any doubts that you have about content and ask yourself a question. What's the worst thing that happens if I put this out there? Because the odds are with content, with marketing, the worst thing that happens is literally nothing.
Right, right. So you talk about product marketing, and what I want to see if I can get you to talk about is what is product marketing and how is that different from service marketing, so that our audience can understand the difference.
Sure.
And really see how you work through that.
Sure. So product marketing and service marketing are dramatically different, right? So you can't get hung up on the term product. The product in product marketing is anything that you sell, right? So product marketing is a discipline. It's a marketing discipline. And what it does is it connects the core of our offer, whatever it is that we're selling, whether that's a product, a service, even an idea. We're connecting that product, that offering, with the cares, the wants, the needs, the desires of a target audience through capabilities and channels. So those capabilities are buyer personas, buyer research, their positioning. How do we show up in the minds of our buyers? It's messaging. What do we say? To a lesser extent, it's copy. How do we say it? It's marketing and sales enablement. I'm getting into channels. So the channels that product marketing supports are the traditional ones you'd think of: marketing, sales, but then any other area within a company or even an individual within a company that's market facing is going to benefit from product marketing. Again, because all you're doing in product marketing is strategic marketing. You're connecting the core of your offer with the cares of your audience through capabilities and channels. That's
okay. All right. Okay. So you brought up messaging. What do founders and business owners and entrepreneurs get wrong when it comes to messaging?
Oh, sure. So first off, there's a lot of confusion. In fact, there was a post today about this. There's a lot of confusion between what's messaging versus what's copy. So messaging is what you say, copy is how you say it. The biggest mistake that I see founders make with messaging is they apply it sometimes to the wrong place, right? Your messaging, what you say, should not change, right? It's you set a message and you have to test that out. And then you test that out by playing around with how you say it. So you're playing around with the copy. You're not necessarily playing around with the messaging. So where they get it wrong is there's often a misunderstanding here. And so founders will change up their messaging all the time, when from a marketing and especially a brand messaging or a brand marketing standpoint, one of the most important things is consistency and repetition. And so when you're changing that message up so often, you're going to whiff, because you're never going to know what's going to work.
Right, right. So how is brand messaging different from other kinds of messaging, like sales messaging or product messaging? You know, in the summit, we're all talking about brands and strategy, and the brand is is how we show up in authenticity. So break that down for us.
Sure. So a brand message is think pie in the sky, right? Brand message is that super high level. How do what do I want to be known for? So your positioning plays in there from a brand standpoint, not a product standpoint. The overarching message is often a brand message, right? If you go to a website, that headline, that H1, that should be a brand message, not really a product message. A product message is that more traditional benefit feature of the product. We're diving in maybe on the capabilities or the benefits or the outcomes of using a product. So a product message would be something like, I have my headsets here, right? So if I'm talking about a benefit of my headsets and it has noise cancellation. So noise cancellation would mean that I can't hear all the noise going on around me when I put these on. So what's the benefit of that? I don't get distracted. So a product message could be never get distracted again by, I'd never use this word, but the word popping in my head is superfluous noise when you're on a Zoom or something like that with the Bose blah, blah, blah. Right? That could be a product message specific to the product, specific to the capability, specific to the feature and what it is. A sales message is way more audience focused, right? So a sales message, we're using a sales message to connect with our audience. A sales message will help a sales team. It'll help a marketing team, right? A sales message is it's not quite that pie in the sky. It's kind of in between that brand message and that deeper product message. That could be a sales message, could be talking about the headset, going back to the headset. A sales message for the headset could be talking about what's the problem, right? What's the problem that I'm facing that I need a headset like this? Well, I have to hear what's going on. I can't, maybe it's noisy around me. I can't really hear what's going on. So I need these headsets. So maybe a sales message could be all about that problem and the noise that's going on. It could be about the warning signs that I need. Why do I need the headset? And then it could even be about thinking of where a buyer is along that path to purchase. A sales message could be a true lead in to a product message, just teeing it right up. But they're all a little different. It's high level brand message. Then in the middle, it's that sales message. We're using that to connect that brand with the product. And then that product message is just diving into the weeds.
Right, right. And when we talk about product, a lot of people think when they think about product, they think about technology. They think about let's say something tangible that they can feel and touch, a water bottle, something. But it's interesting that I can say that the lineup we have for the Business Strategy Summit, that's a product, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So when I say product, and I have to say this a lot, and I will continue repeating this probably forever. When I say product and we're talking about product marketing, we're not talking about a physical, tangible thing. We're not talking about the headsets. We're not talking about a glass, or we're not talking about even like a little R2D2 toy, right? This tangible thing. We're talking about an offering. So the product in product marketing could be any of those things, but it also could be marketing services. It also could be landscaping services. It could even be, right? If I did this, I said this in a comment today, I can use product marketing to get my son to clean his room.
Okay.
Right? So what am I selling there? I'm selling a clean room. It's just an idea. It's the idea of, or an outcome, right? It's this idea of a clean room that I'm selling to my son.
Right.
I can use product marketing because all I'm doing here is I'm connecting the product. In this case, dude, you want a clean room, right? It's nice. It's calming. You know where all your stuff is. You don't piss your mother off. You have a clean room. That's the product. Having a clean room, not a clean room, having it, the idea of it. That's the product. So what am I doing? I'm connecting the product with my audience. My audience in this case is my son. I need him to clean his room. I want him to clean his room. I want him to buy into the idea or buy the idea that, hey, cleaning my room is a good thing.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So what I'm enjoying about this conversation is that we're talking about alignment and we're talking about holistic way of pushing out your business. And you're looking at all the different messages from the brand, from the product, from all aspects of it. So when people come to you, you can just align all those messages so there's no conflict with that. So when they launch whatever they're launching, everything is aligned and the message is consistent along the line.
And that's
And so I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so important. You know, it's the way it starts with positioning, right? And positioning is, how do we want to be known? How do we want to show up in the minds of our buyers? If you find you have great positioning, you're testing it, you know it's working. The way to reinforce that is to make sure everything aligns, right? So if I'm talking about a particular position, that brand message has to support that position. That sales message has to support the brand message supporting the position. That product message, all of those product messages have to support the sales message, supporting the brand message, supporting the positioning. It all has to work that way. Otherwise, you confuse your audience. And it sounds a lot more complex than it is. It's really, it doesn't have to be so complex.
And so I need to make a plug here, right? So we have a product, right? And our product is available November 14th and 15th at our Business Strategy Summit, which we're talking about some of the things that you're talking about, but in depth. And so you've just laid out some amazing concepts here. And so anyone that comes will get more of you and be able to listen to you. And not only this, we haven't unleashed your boom shakalaka yet.
That's
right?
True.
Right. We haven't unleashed that personality yet. We're not even, you know, really touching the surface of it, barely. And so I'm really looking forward to hear you dig deep and really go in and explain this. But tell me, what is your topic at the summit?
So we're talking about how to go from boring to boom. It's how to use, that's what it is, from boring to boom. And it's how to use product marketing, what we've just been talking about, to come up with a message that really hits, that really resonates.
Are you looking forward to
the
next
I'm so
2 weeks?
Excited.
Oh, right. So we're counting down. We have little less than 2 weeks to go. So we're counting down. Anything you want to share with the audience before we go? Besides tell them how amazing it is and that they need to show up.
What I was gonna say, what I'd like to say to our audience is sign up. I'd love to see you there. We'll have a really good time, learn a lot, get a lot of stuff done.
And you know, I also want to share that we have a panel discussion at the end so that the audience can really come in and get questions answered and speak to the speakers, you know, get to interact with them, get some answers from that. And one of the biggest things that I like about it is the networking. So we're going to have all these virtual networking opportunities where people can have their one-on-one conversation, moving around with different tables and talking to people. And so that was important for the summit as well. So I just want to encourage people to come out and network. If you can't come, we have the replay available for you. So, you know, go ahead. The information for the summit where you can register is in the link in this event. So, you know, we hope to see you there.
Yeah, I hope to see you there. We'll have a grand old time. It's going to be awesome.
All right. Thank you so much, Zach. We'll catch up. We have still work to do, week and a half to go, more work to do. So love the chat and thank you so much for agreeing to be one of my speakers.
Thanks, Janet. Take care.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.